Hey doing guys, just a few minutes, we'll get started. Market opens in 5 minutes, so we've got a little bit of time. You guys hear me alright? Mic check, mic check. Nice one, Drick. Nice one, nice one. I can tell you right now, I just want to short the market immediately. Just based on everything that I'm seeing. It's just, I still think we're going to end up down here on the daily. 11,125. Morning, Soga. Yeah, I still think we're going to end up down here. Talking about 128 points. It's decent. Nice range. 1125. Where does that put us on the 15? Yeah. On open, it'd be really, honestly, the best possible scenario would be if when the market opens in 3 minutes, it just runs up, takes out this high, okay, basically hits this. That would be unbelievable. If price does that, we're laughing. Yeah, literally just like it runs up like that, and then it starts to weaken. It just opens up the range as well to about 250 points. Really, really nice short. Was curious what you see when you add the Bollinger Bands. Probably nothing. I mean, I just, for me personally, using something like Bollinger Bands or these types of things, they give me a headache. And I want to stress as well, it doesn't mean that they're not, it's not valid. I just can't use stuff. I can't use stuff like that, and I just don't want to put it on my charts. Basically, I just can't. When I put it on my charts, I start to get agitated, like really, really agitated. I think the closest I ever got to having things on my chart was just moving averages. When I was trading for a prop firm years ago. I used the 8, the 20, and the 50, and then 200. Let's line those up. Yeah, I can't. Like I said, Sergio, sorry, man. When I put stuff like that on my charts, it just physically irritates me. Because what you find, or at least what happens for me anyway, I can only speak for myself, is the I guess the clutterness of it all, or at least having other things on the chart. I can't see the flow. I can't see the flow of price the way that I like to look at it. A lot of people look at charts like this and they're like, ah, this is so stupid. How can you look at charts? There's nothing on there. How can you don't even know what's going on. Yeah, like I do though. When I look at charts like this, I can see the flow of price, because I never look at candlesticks as patterns. I just look at them as a representation of what it is that's going on in the marketplace. That's it, nothing more, nothing less, And people just don't get it. They just keep arguing with me about this, saying, oh yeah, but this, and it respected this trend line and it did this and that and the other. Market's open now, by the way, literally just opened. We'll see how it fares. Let me just drop down to a 10. I'm gonna wait 5 minutes. It's so easy to just want to go short right now. What's the range here? 66 points. Yeah, so what I was saying was, just to kind of finish up, I've had countless arguments with people, that will get charts, say like the hourly like this, and just for example, draw like a trend line like this, yeah, and say it's respecting this trend line. If it breaks the trend line and comes back up, and like, for me, if they can see whatever it is they need to see, great, fine, and they do stuff like this as well. I've seen people do this, it's an ascending wedge or an ascending triangle or something, then it breaks down and they work like 50-50. And for me, those people who use these types of things and they use them well, they're just very, very good at reading price. It's not the trend lines, man. It really isn't the trend lines. Or the Bollinger Bands or anything else. That's just a representation of what's happening in the marketplace. That's what you need to read. You need to read, price. Like right now, price is going down. No trend line is going to help us figure that out. We can say, well, from here to here, maybe. Yeah, but why is it not from here to here? Or from here to there? I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling a little bit. Let's just focus on the markets. So some things to be mindful of. We're about 15 points away from 200, right? We're going to hit 200, most likely today, right? So if we hit 200, we want to see what kind of response we get down here. You see prices just accelerating. So far, let's just say we shorted at the open, maybe 30 points, 40 points. I've just dropped down to the 5 minute because I want to see the reaction at the 200 handle. Yeah, these tunes are wicked, man. So good. So good. I love music like this, man. Keeps you focused. Now we want to see the weakness continue. Look at the daily candle. Very important. Keep an eye on the daily candle. You see it? Yeah. So far we've ran up, and now the daily candle is starting to fill the body to the downside. That's what we want. We want to see that, right? 2 minutes into the open, 2.5 minutes. Got 2.5 minutes left to the 5 minute candle. Sandy, we got Brian. What's going on, man? Nordic, what's going on? Jesse, how you doing, man? You're my economic inspiration for 2023. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really do. All it requires, man, is just staying on point, and just humbling yourself, like we don't know everything. I don't know everything, I'm always open to learning from everybody, man. I've said this so many times. I learn just as much from you guys as you guys learn from me. You guys just don't know it. Getting a little bit of defending the 200 here, just a small amount, nothing special, right? The range is opened up now. We've got about 50 points, right? If I open a 10 lot right now, that's around about £4.50 down if it goes all the way up here, but I don't think it will. I think we're going straight for these lows. There's about 39 points. Ideally, we're going to open it. We're going to open one 10 lot right here, right? We'll put a target here, just below these lows, which basically puts us below this on the hourly. Right, because this defense of the 200, the only thing is, in one more minute we may get a small reversal. If that happens, I'm going to add as it goes up. If it doesn't and it just runs from here, fantastic, great, we've made a few quid, great, fantastic. Gates, how you doing, man? You alright? But I think this daily candle is going to start to accelerate. Okay, 10 points in, £1.30, £1.40, nice. And all we're doing, you see the simplicity of what we're doing. Like, we're not doing anything overly exciting. We're not doing anything that's like, wow, how did you work that out? Like, the daily's going lower. There's a level down here that we're expecting price to go to. You know, the market's opened, it's showing every indication it wants to continue going down. There's not much else for us to do other than short. Like, we can't go long here. That's the point. If you try to go long, it's going to go wrong. You know, this really isn't complicated. Now, I wanna mention something else as well. If we're doing £10 a point, right? We were already up at one point, £140. Yeah, I want you to really think about that for a second. Easily could have taken yeah, a 20 point move for £200 easily on a 10 point on a £10 per point position. Yeah, all right, fine. You need, you can do it on 5 grand, but let's say comfortably 10 grand. You need a 10 grand account. And I'll ask you all here, does 10 grand sound like an unachievable amount of money, right, to ever get? It's like so far away from you that you will never be able to get to 10 grand or $10,000, pounds, euros, whatever it is in your currency. Does that sound so unachievable? So we're just going to let this play out a little bit, and then I'll answer the question when you guys answer the question. Jesse's saying nope. And Gates is saying yes. 100 grand a little more difficult. That's right? But you say a little more difficult. That's good. You didn't say, 100 grand's like way out my league. Like 100 grand's like a little bit more difficult. But the point I'm trying to make, and this is super important, right? 10 grand is something that we can all get. Somehow, some way, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's selling shit that you don't need, whether it's, doing some extra work, maybe it takes you a year to save up 10 grand. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's not a million. So you go one step further and you drop it down to half and you say 5 grand, right? On a 5 grand account, on a point, 0.5, so that'd be basically £5 per point, yeah? We've comfortably can say we would have hit 20 points at least. That's £100. You're done for the day, yeah? That's £100 trade. Maybe you take 2 of those. One of them you lose, one of them, you get stopped out. You walk away with £70 on the day. Just as a very loose example. Great, fantastic. Can't argue with that, man. Can't grumble with that. And then you just do that 2, 3, 4 times a week. Doesn't mean you're going to do it every day, because sometimes trades don't set up that way. But you do 2, 3 times a week. You're up £200, £400, £500 on the week. And nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing's changed. Nope, mic's still working. Can you guys hear me all right? Ah, good. Okay. Well, you're saying oh wait, which means you can hear me. Yeah, sweet. Fantastic. Excuse me. So we're just getting a little bit of movement up. I'm going to leave this for now. Let me just drop down to the 5 minutes, see what this 5 minutes is saying. Alright, so it's just stabilizing down in this area. Now notice what I'm looking for. Yeah, I know what the range is. The range is all the way up here. Yeah, I'm aware of the range. And if this ends up being a losing trade, I don't care. That's not, right now we're in the middle of December and we're using 10 lots. It's like, we're just grinding through stuff. It's not a big deal. We're down a few quid. If that happens, fine. This is about learning today. Yeah, I told you guys last week that I had no intentions, right, of jumping on and trying to force trades or anything. But this is a really good opportunity, right, to kind of go through some stuff. Notice what this 5 minute chart, like this 5 minute candle, is doing. Right, so it came all the way down here, right. So from the point of entry, we ended up at, say, 26 points, right? So it broke the 200. Now it's defending that 100 a little bit, starting to run up a little bit, and you can see it's running. But it was slowing down just here. So now it looks like it's reaching. We've got to look at what's happening with the actual candle itself. We're at 20, 21, 19, 18, 17. Then it pops a little bit. The first portion down here, right? So from around about 1179 or 179 all the way up to around about 200, right, was quite slow. It's quite lethargic, yeah. So the likelihood of this 5-minute candle, and it may, but the likelihood of this 5-minute candle being the catalyst. Let me just move this. Sorry, guys. Being the catalyst to push price all the way back up, yeah, and negate all of this daily bearishness, all of this 4-hour bearishness, all of this stuff and so on, is very, very unlikely. And we can see how this 5-minute candle is forming. It's just kind of loose. It's doing its thing. Now it's starting to kind of retrace a little bit again. We're very close to our break-even point. You know, now we're past our break-even point. So these are the things that we monitor as the trade is open. And again, if I was using a sizable account of say 10 grand, I would have been out and we'd be talking about something else. We'd probably be talking about crypto right now. We'd be done for the day. We wouldn't have to do anything else. We wouldn't have to talk about anything else. We'd be done for the day. But it's good to open positions like this and just let them move around. Yeah? Let it move around. Let it do its thing. Let price go up. Let price go down. Let it show you what it wants to do. And let's say you've got a 0.10 and price is going up and down and up and down, and then for some reason it just does something that is so bullish, yeah, that you close the trade at a £5 loss, and then you open a position long with full size, you know, and you make, you know, a nice $50, for example. Is that loss a loss, or is it the cost of information? Yeah, these are the things that we need to be paying attention to. We have to be able to engage in the market in a way, right, where the loss isn't a loss, you know, where it's just business. It's just business, just the cost of doing business. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So we're stabilizing up here. Maybe we get a run. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart, okay? So leaving a little bit of a tail behind. We've got about 4 minutes left of this 15-minute candle. And for those that aren't used to me, if you're watching this stream or if you watch it afterwards and you get to this point, you know, I'm going to reiterate and I'm going to say it again. You know, the intention is not to, you know, in the middle of December, we're literally like, we've got maybe 3 or 4 more trading days left. That's pretty much it. After this week, we're done. You know what I mean? And to be fair, market's dead. Yeah, all markets are dead right now. So this position is the lowest position that I can open on this account, and we're just letting it move around. Yeah, we're not interested in, you know, if it goes down there, fantastic. The target is down here. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I opened the trade and now I'm just kind of saying, oh, okay, if it doesn't work out, it's just a test. No, the trade is a full-on trade, you know, but I've measured the range. I know exactly where we're at, you know, and I'm watching price for 2 things. Should I add to this position, or should I just leave it? Yeah, or should I take it off? 3 things. All right, that's it. So we're just going to keep waiting for information. We go back to the 5-minute chart. What are we seeing? We need to see this 5-minute candle reverse now, the green one, right? Price has gone up. So we know there's been some work done around 18 to 22. Yeah? So around about 18 to 22, just up here. Look at what happened, right? We had some reaction happened here. Price went up, it reacted. Price went up, it reacted. Yeah? So they've done something here, a little bit of work. Whether it's rebalancing, whether it's picking up, whether it's, you know, whatever it's doing, something happened here and it's come back down, and now we're defending the 200 again. They're trying to keep it around the 200 handle, but so far so good. It doesn't look like it wants to stay there. We've got 2 more minutes left of this 5-minute candle. We need to see this 5-minute candle stay red, yeah? Stay bearish and a little bit lower, to be honest, closer to around about 86 would be good. If it stabilizes here over the next couple of minutes, we may end up just kind of grinding at the 200, but I think overall today we're probably going to end up down at 125, right? Jesse's saying, you know what is good about you? It's the optimistic viewpoint that even the economic downturn, even in the economic downturns, we can use this as a lesson or teaching tool. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, 100%. There's only ever going to be two ways to view any situation, right? In a good way or a bad way. Whatever that looks like. You know, people say you've got to stay positive. You know, I don't believe a person has to stay positive. I believe we look at the information that is presented, right? And you remind yourself of some absolutes in life. During COVID, when everybody was suffering and all this stuff's going on and it's all crazy, right? There were people that flourished. There were people that did really, really well during COVID. Why? Are they special? Yeah, are they better than everybody else? Like, you know, what makes them better than other people that didn't? It's not circumstance. Yeah, some people say, well, they had money so they could take advantage of opportunities. No, it's the way you think. So bringing it back full circle for a second, just going based on what you were saying, Jesse. It's about perspective. It's about looking at the absolutes and saying, well, if there's other people out there that took advantage of that situation, which was really, really dire in most cases, then it's possible. Whether you think it's possible for you, that's a different story, man. That's down to psychology, personal psychology, right? And belief and so on. That's a whole different topic. But it's possible because there's somebody that's already doing it. Many, many people that were doing it. It's the same with trading. Trading is such a... trading is a nightmare, right? We know there's people out there that do really, really well trading, yeah. But the question is, can you do really well trading? That's the thing, yeah. And we can take advantage of the economic downturns that are going to happen next year. It's going to be a very interesting year next year, you know. And there's some things that I would talk about, but I don't really want to aggravate, you know, I don't want to aggravate YouTube, so we'll just leave it at that. And just on that topic, actually, maybe what we'll do, I'll jump on a voice on the voice channel in the LSP TV Discord, and just maybe just give my opinions on what I actually think is really going on, you know, economically. So we've had plenty of opportunities with this trade, right? We had a drawdown. I mean, to be fair, we didn't really have, like, we had a drawdown of 23 points, but that drawdown is irrelevant because we got the movement we want pretty much straight away. We would have been out of this trade with a decent account, whatever. But I just want to let this move around so we can just glean some information from this. Look at what is happening. This is such an amazing learning opportunity when you're watching live price, right? You know, price was running. It was off the strength of the open. The momentum was to the downside, right? And then price hits this level and it starts to run up, right? So we've effectively got two levels now of interest. We've got this area down here where you can see price has reacted a little bit. We'll just do this. So you can see this area down here where price has reacted a little bit. We had two levels up here where price reacted nicely. So the first initial momentum was off the open. The open volume is what was pushing this 5-minute candle down. Then we had a response here, it goes all the way up, yeah? This is looking like it's rebalancing, yeah? If I go to the 1-minute chart, you can see prices, you know, kind of momentum's to the downside, and then it starts to rally a little bit, right? And this work that it did just here is rebalancing of price, yeah? And then it kind of drops, very, very small sort of pullback, and now a little bit of a continuation to the downside. We're just seeing very minute structure on the 1-minute chart here of what's going on the 5-minute chart, just to try to get a feel for the momentum, you know, the direction that price, you know, essentially wants to go in. But this is such an amazing learning opportunity. And then we move over to the hourly chart. Look what the hourly chart's doing. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get down there. Come on. You know, now we're up 240, 250. You know, I'd be happy to take this off, to be honest, without it even hitting the target. That right there. Yes, I got it. I think I got it. Yeah, I did. That right there was a £300 trade. Yeah, that's a £300 trade right there. Now, I really want your feedback on this. I know there's only 9 people on here. Just like the stream, by the way. Don't forget to like the stream. You think the markets will get Santa Claus rally? No. I'll put a video out about that, Sergo. I don't think there's going to be a Santa Claus rally. Yep. I'm going to do it, Jesse. I'll sort it out. Yeah. I'll try and do it before Christmas. So, let me ask you guys some questions, right? We just have a little bit of a chat about this particular trade. Now, I know what I'm about to say now is a hard question to answer because I make it look easy. Just like when I was, you know, in construction, I've given this example many times, and I used to watch my guy doing his plastering, and I'd be like, "That's easy, man." Until I picked up the trowel, right? And I started to, you know, try and plaster, and I was like, "Why is this plaster like falling on the floor? Why is it not going on the wall properly?" He's so good. He made it look effortless, right? So I want to put that in your minds first before I ask you this question. But in your opinion, based on what you've just seen, with all of the analysis that we've done, first of all, 2 questions. 1, does the analysis make sense that we've done over the last week and this week to arrive at the short that we arrived at today, right? The second question is, do you think this was an easy trade? And is, you know, like, do you think it's an easy trade? Is it the type of trade that you comfortably could have got into, and so on and so on? That's the type of question I want to ask. Awesome content as always, mate. Nice one, Gates. Thank you. That's how I produce music and play video games. I make it look effortless. Yeah, man. But it takes time, man. It takes time to grind and get to that stage. 26 years of my life is, you know, you're listening to 26 years of my life. That trade is just 26 years, 26, 27 years of my life. You know, all of that experience, you know, goes into just staring at candles, you know, and just being able to kind of pinpoint and watch everything that's happening on the chart and say, yep, probably going to end up down at 11,125. Yeah, some nice continuation of this. Let's look at the 15. Beautiful, man. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Man. Awesome. What an awesome trade. Such a really nice, clean example, you know, of just a continuation to the downside, man. Such a nice trade. Beautiful. I'm very, very happy with that trade. I don't particularly care about the amount of money. It's not about that. It's just, you know, being able to produce a trade like that live and then explain it, you know, in a way that people can learn and understand is really, really cool for me. I'm still just a spectator. So hard trade for me. Should have said student. Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, these are the types of things that I'm looking for, because I can adjust the way that I'm, you know. You'll notice, obviously, I'm changing a lot of things up. I'm doing more live streams. I'm going to be posting a lot of content, you know, and hopefully, you know, let's get the YouTube channel up to 6k view, like 6k subs, and then we can kind of go from there and push it a little bit more. You know, there's a lot of people out there that do all of this sort of stuff, but not to sound arrogant, but I think the way that I, how can I say it? I think the way I explain things, you know, is what, you know, is why people listen to me, not because of what I'm talking about. I think as well I'm gonna have to start doing some really nice sort of thumbnails and trying to get a lot more people on stream. But yep, like I said, you know, that was an easy £30 trade, £300 trade, £3,000 trade. You know what I mean? A lot of people, and I've again had this argument with people, they're like, yeah, but making 3,000 means, one, you need more money, okay, obvious, but two, you know, you won't get filled. Like, you will. You 100%, unless you're trading stocks, you know, very, very thin stocks with almost no volume, then you will get filled. You easily get filled. I know people who open trades on the futures market, right, and they're pulling in 20, 30, 40, 50 grand per trade, yeah, in the city. So, you know, there is literally zero problem you getting filled. When it gets crazy and you start using size like millions, then fair enough, you know, maybe people start noticing at the broker, but, you know, that's just not the case. Decent sized liquidity pool on the daily. Yeah, man, just going straight for it, in my opinion. It almost hit it, to be fair. Sure articulation of the topic, decent, but that is 26 years of experience. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just experience. Nothing more, nothing less. And again, just to be clear, if this was January, you know, I would have opened this trade with a 0.30 on this account size, you know, so that would have been a £9 trade. Yeah, but obviously it's like, it's just dead, man. It's so dead right now. I mean, the ATR on the the ATR on the 5-minute chart's like 14, 15 points. Hourly's not too bad at, you know, almost 50 points per hour over the last 30, you know, over the last 30 candles. Obviously, when you get at 4 hour and above, you're always going to get decent, decent numbers. Alright, let's go over to crypto, man, and see what's going on with the crypto market. Yeah. Expecting continuation on BNB, that's fine. Bitcoin turning, yep, standard. It's a nice nice reaction there for Bitcoin. What's Ethereum saying? Ethereum's going to die. What's the movement on Ethereum? So let's take a look down here. 36 points, 36%, around about $436. Okay, that's doable. Morning, Rob. Yeah, that's more than doable. But Binance is the one for me. You know, almost no indication that it wants to go higher. Check out the daily. Look at this. All right, so FTX, right? Acquisition failed. Failure. Literally the day after, right? Small rally. Oh, this is it. This is the bottom, and then just reversal. 235 as low as 220. And I said on Twitter, recently, the reaction that we see will tell us everything that we need to know for the remainder of the week. Look at the reaction. It's pretty muted. It wasn't capitulation. It wasn't boom, buyers stepping in because all the sellers are. No, just a very muted couple of days. Basically back up at 247. Great. Wow, whoopie-doo. So what's happening is it's stair-stepping to the downside, and the liquidity hotspot, which I won't go into, but the area in which price is using a lot of liquidity is going down with it. Yeah. So before it was around about 280, 290. Now it's 250. Yeah. And eventually it's going to be down at 220, and eventually it'll be down at 200. And if it really gains some legs, which I believe it will next year, right? 148. And to be honest, I'm actually going to change this to 148 because that's where it's supposed to be. That's the original number. There we go. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy days, happy days. So what we'll do, guys, we'll probably wait for 11125 to get hit, and then I can basically just be happy and close out the stream, go and chill out, do a quick review video later. But I've got a lot of work to be getting on with. So funny that 700 is the price for Ethereum. I saw yesterday that's right around the liquidation price for a massive whale. Yeah, there you go. Storm Biscuit, nice. Which validates my point. You can see this on the chart. You don't need to look anywhere else. Yeah. Now, and I keep saying this, and I'm just going to keep repeating it because it's important. There are many ways to view the markets. Many ways. Some people use EAs. Some people use algos. Some people use technical analysis. Some people use fundamental analysis. Some people use a hybrid of everything. There is no one way that's just it. Yeah. But throughout the time that I've been online and posting videos, it's very hard, in my humble opinion, for people to say, yeah, but what you're talking about doesn't make sense, or that it doesn't work, or that it's like, because it's not a system that you can look at and say, well, if you do A, B, you will get C. Yeah, I said this in a recent stream as well. It's an understanding of what you're seeing, nothing more. And I'm going to keep pounding on this until eventually it sticks. It's just an understanding. Right now, to give you a very basic example, we're looking at all four charts at the same, but the one that stands out the most is the hourly and the 4 hour, right? Now think about time. This hourly candle is going to finish in 1 minute, right? So if that hourly candle finishes in 1 minute and it finishes strong like this, yeah, the momentum of the hourly chart is going lower. We can feel the momentum, you can see that push, but when you look at the 5 minute, you can see it's slowing down a little bit, right? So we watch this finish. We know we've just taken out a low. We know we're at the 50, which is significant, because price will spend a lot of time around 50s and zeros, right? So we start to put all of this together. Hourly looks strong to the downside, but it closes in less than a minute now. 5 minutes slowing down, so this last portion of the hourly candle is starting to slow down. It's doing it in an area where we expect price to be defended. We go down to the 4-hour chart. This 4-hour candle started at 12 o'clock. It finishes in 1 more hour. So there's still a little bit more to go on the 4-hour chart. You know what I mean? To keep driving. So we have the strength of the 4-hour pull down. We have an understanding that price is slowing down on the hourly, because we can see it on the 5-minute. So when we see the 5-minute start to accelerate to the downside, we go straight back to the 4-hour and we say, yep, 4 hours still in play. Then we go over to the daily, 11,125. Yeah. So it's not just red candles, prices going lower. That's not what this is about. It's about understanding multiple time frame analysis in a way that makes sense, not just saying, well, we're just going to use a bunch of charts and, you know, happy days. You have to know what it is that you're looking for and understand that the representation of each candle is different per chart, and you have to fuse them all together to arrive at an understanding that makes sense to take a trade. And look, you can see on the hourly here, right? Like really think about what I'm saying. We know this hourly candle, yeah, is probably going to run up a little bit, because before the previous one closed, before this candle closed, we already see the slowdown on the 5-minute chart. We know it's slowing down on that last portion, right? We can see it. It's starting to slow down. There's the acceleration. So the first one, acceleration, momentum, slow down. Acceleration, slow down. So it started to slow down. Candle finishes. So do we expect the next 1 hour candle to just continue going straight for 125? No. We can see it slowing down on the 5-minute. So what do we do with that information? If you're in a trade, get out. Yeah? You know, if you're thinking about opening a trade, don't. Wait for a rally first, and then a reversal. Then enter the trade. If it just goes, you miss the trade. So what? We've been doing this for a week. This is the second week that we started since we started, you know, doing these live streams. How many trades have we had? There's trades all the time, man, constantly. This is irrelevant, guys, man. This price axis is just, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Key term that I hear is multiple time frame analysis. Very important. YouTube has been giving me advertisements about some form of different charts that institutions use that retail investors can't see. Yeah, order flow charts. Bullshit. You can see them. You just got to pay for the data. It almost looks like a review of total buys at a price point. Yeah, it's just a hybrid version of like time and sales. It just shows you where, like, and trust me, it's not what people think it is. You know, you look at these and you're talking about people who trade full time for a living, don't drive Lamborghinis. Be quiet, man. It's like, we get it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those types of charts, they're order flow charts. Yeah, the order flow chart, and all it is just having access to the data, and then you need to know how to read them. It's nothing. It's like time and sales. It's like level 2. You know, you still need to know how to react and use that information. It's not just all given to you. Yep. It's good to learn as much as possible. Absolutely. I'm not saying they don't have value, by the way. I'm just saying, like, it's don't. Whenever you listen to these advertisements, just remember that they want your money, or they want some sort of, like, there's something there. Yeah. Even me with my Patreon, like, my Patreon, you know, pays a bill. Great, fantastic. I've made no bones about that, but I don't promote it. Do you know what I mean? But if I was to promote it, I'd say, I want your money. This is why I'm advertising. Yeah. I'm not advertising because I have some special skill that nobody else has got or can learn. Yeah, that's the difference. You know, Greg Secker. Anyway, let's not get into it, man. Come on. You know, like, if you really believe the stuff that Greg Secker says, and I know you guys have seen those adverts. He's like, according to him, His morning routine is playing tennis, doing 500 miles in the in the swimming pool, like building snowmen in the Alps. Like, I mean, every time one of his ads comes on, it's like he's in a different location, doing another morning routine. It's like, dude, how many morning routines? It's like a roulette wheel. What am I doing this morning? Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to be swimming with sharks today. That's my morning routine. What are you talking about, man? Goodness sake. What it really boils down to, and it's really simple, guys, very, very simple. If you cannot explain what you're doing simply for people to understand, or for the majority of people to understand, then what you're doing is very, 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 very complicated, and probably can't be taught. You should be able to explain, like I've explained everything today, very, very simply, very, very simply, in a way that we can understand and that we can use practically in the markets. Yeah, but just because I've explained it doesn't mean you can do it. There's one thing that's missing: experience and time in the markets. That's it. If you spend time in the markets, obviously if you have a guide and you have people that you learn from, and you take on board what they say, you can absolutely create shortcuts, but you still need experience in the markets, man. Definitely. One of the things that's always made me laugh is people are like, this is my edge, this is my edge, there is only one edge, in my opinion. Yeah? And that edge is time in the markets. I just want to see this hit, and then I can go and make a cup of tea. Close the stream, just go and enjoy the rest of my day, and then, I'm going to go and take half an hour, relax, make a nice cup of tea, have a few biscuits, and then come back, and crack on. Come on. Boom. And there you go. Target acquired. Happy days. Happy days. So, that's that. Objective achieved. Objective fulfillment. We'll see what it does down there at that liquidity pool. But so far, so good. Look at the reaction at that level to perfection. And that's it. So with that said, guys, I'm going to close the stream. Obviously, I'm around in all the usual places. I've always got my phone with me. If anybody needs me, just message. I'll see it at some point. But I'm going to close the stream there. I think it's been an interesting stream. We've had a pretty decent trade to start the day. Lots to learn, lots to go through. And like I said, we've hit the target on the daily chart now. What we were expecting, absolutely beautiful. And then we'll see how all of this pans out now going forward. Unlikely that I'll take another trade today. The only way that I'm going to take a trade today, just as a quick side note before I shoot off, is if during the afternoon session we just get some insane volume and just great volatility, like all the conditions that you'd want to see to jump on. But other than that, I'm going to kind of relax now, and I'll do the sort of review a little bit later. But as always, guys, I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys turning up. And we're going to keep pounding away, obviously, until we get this account to something sizable. And next year is going to be very, very, very interesting and a lot of fun. All right. Ciao, guys.